This child cannot be Emeka's. Look at her. You think this child will fix anything? You have ruined everything. Look at this disgrace you have brought to my family. After everything, this is what you give us. You have ruined everything.
Leave this house! Get out now, you hear me? Get out!
Listen carefully. This is not just a story about betrayal. This is a story about how one wrong decision can destroy everything. A man abandoned his wife and his newborn baby girl at the hospital because she gave birth to a girl and not a boy. He chose pride, he chose wealth, but 9 years later, life brought him back to her, not as a husband, not as a lover. What happened next will shock you. Before we continue, I would really love to know where you're watching from. Drop your country in the comment section, it means so much to me. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Now, let's dive into the story. Grace was one of those girls people couldn't ignore, not because she was loud, but because she carried herself with this quiet beauty and peace. She lived in Lagos, a simple life, nothing too fancy. Every morning, you would see her walking down the street, with her books held close to her chest, focused, determined. Grace loved school. She was studying nursing, and she had big dreams, not just to succeed, but to become someone useful in life. People admired her. Some for her beauty, some for her calm spirit, but Grace? She was focused, until she met Emeka. It was one evening after school, the Lagos sun was going down, the road was calmer, Grace stood by the roadside, waiting. That was when a voice called her, "Excuse me." She turned. A young man stood there, neatly dressed, confident smile. "My name is Emeka," he said. Grace was shy at first, but Emeka was persistent. Day after day, he kept showing up, buying her small things, walking her home, making her laugh. Slowly, Grace fell in love. Emeka was a typical man, proud, hardworking, but deeply influenced by his mother. A complete mama's boy. Not long after, they got married. At first, everything seemed fine. They would sit together, eat, laugh, just enjoying themselves. But everything changed, the moment Emeka visited his mother. One evening, he sat Grace down. "Grace," he said, his voice firm, "this school of yours, you have to pause it." Grace frowned. "Pause it? But I'm almost done." "Grace, I don't want you to continue school again." She blinked. "What do you mean?" "I want you to focus on this home. I want children, especially a son." "My mother said it is time we focus on family," he added. "I need a son, not books." Grace went quiet. "I can't quit my school now," she said softly. "You don't have a choice, Grace. I am not asking you, I am ordering you, to stop going to that school. Now." Grace froze. Since Emeka returned from his mother's house, everything about him had changed. That night, she cried silently. But in the morning, because she loved him, and wanted peace, she agreed. That was the day Grace quietly put her dreams on hold. Months later, Grace walked into the sitting room, her hands shaking. "Emeka, I'm pregnant."
Emeka, I'm pregnant.
Yes.
Everything changed. Emeka jumped up. "Are you serious?" He was excited. The same man who barely noticed her before, suddenly became the perfect husband. He bought her fruits, every morning, vitamins, expensive food she had never eaten since she got married to him. "Eat well," he would say, smiling. "My son must be strong." Even his mother started calling daily. "Take care of that pregnancy, oh. We are expecting a boy." Grace smiled, but deep down, fear lived in her heart. The delivery day came. She was rushed to the hospital. After hours of labor, the baby cried. A nurse smiled. "It's a girl." Silence. Emeka's face changed instantly. His mother hissed loudly. "A girl? So after everything I spent on this pregnancy, you gave birth to a baby girl?"
You think this child will fix anything? You have ruined everything.
Emeka was furious. They didn't even touch the baby. Grace lay there, holding her newborn, tears falling silently. That was the beginning of her suffering. They abandoned her, in the hospital. No money, no care, no husband. She struggled, somehow, and returned home, with her baby. That was when hell began. She was cooking, cleaning, washing, just days after giving birth. No proper food. Sometimes, she ate spoiled food, just to feed her baby. From that day, everything changed. No more care. No more love. She was insulted daily. They starved her, humiliated her. Even with a newborn, she did all the house chores. One evening, the door opened. Emeka walked in, with another woman. Grace froze. Joy, she whispered. Her best friend. The one she told everything. The only person she cried to. Joy knew everything about her. Joy smiled, cold. I'm in charge now. Grace shook her head. What do you mean? Joy placed her hand on her stomach. I'm pregnant, for your husband. The world stopped. Emeka said nothing. Joy stepped closer. I will give him what you can never give him, a son. That moment, Grace broke. It felt like the ground should open, and swallow her. Joy smiled again. I'm here to take my place. Grace's heart shattered. But what hurt even more, was the truth. Emeka didn't act alone. His best friend, Daniel, was always in his ear. You're wasting your time, Daniel would say. That woman can't give you a son. Joy is better. Her family has connections. Her father is rich, powerful. Send Grace away. And Emeka listened. Grace became a servant, in her own home. Just 3 months after giving birth, she washed everyone's clothes, including Joy's. She cooked, served Joy food in bed, and every time she saw Joy, lying on her matrimonial bed, with her husband, she would cry. They pushed her into the generator room, because they didn't want to hear the cry of a baby girl. One afternoon, Grace fell asleep while ironing Joy's dress. She was exhausted. The cloth got burnt. When Joy saw it, slap, she hit Grace. Insulted her. That was the final straw. Joy went to Emeka's mother, crying. I'm not comfortable with Grace in this house anymore. His mother exploded. What is the use of a woman that cannot give a man a son? They dragged her things out. Threw them outside. Pushed her. Leave this house.
Leave this house! Get out now, you hear me? Get out!
Grace stood there, holding her baby, homeless. Emeka stood there, watching. He did nothing. Leave this house, he shouted. Grace held her child tightly, tears streaming down her face, and walked away. No destination, just pain. Lagos showed her no mercy. She worked in a small buka, washing plates, hot water burning her hands, her baby tied to her back. From there, cleaning jobs, carrying goods in the market, running errands, sometimes, 3 jobs in one day. At night, she would sit quietly, hold her baby, and whisper, you will not suffer like me. She saved, little by little, until one day, she got a small apartment. Nothing much, but it was hers. She went back to school. It wasn't easy, but she refused to give up. Then, she got a scholarship abroad. That was when everything changed. Years passed. Grace didn't just become a nurse, she became a surgeon. Not just any surgeon, the best. The only one in Nigeria who could handle certain special cases. Emeka, now rich, connected, living with Joy, they had a son. But the boy became critically ill. He called his best friend Daniel, and they rushed from Anambra to Lagos. Only one surgeon could save him. Grace sat in her office that morning, calm, focused, elegant in her white coat. A knock came. Come in. Her assistant walked in with a file. Ma, emergency case. Grace collected it, opened it. Then suddenly, she froze. Her fingers tightened slightly on the paper. Emeka. This name is familiar. For a few seconds, the past rushed back like a storm. Her assistant noticed. Ma, should we refer this case to another hospital? Grace closed her eyes briefly, then opened them. Her voice was calm, controlled. No. She dropped the file gently. Prepare the boy for emergency surgery tomorrow. We don't have time. Her assistant nodded quickly and rushed out. Just as Grace stood up to leave her office, her phone rang. She glanced at the screen and smiled softly. Annabelle. My baby, she answered. Mummy, I'm downstairs already. You said we're going shopping today. After you are done with work. Grace smiled. Yes, I'm coming. Wait for me at the reception, don't move. Okay, Mummy. The call ended. Grace picked up her coat, adjusted it slightly, and walked out of her office. She stepped into the hallway. Doctors and nurses greeted her with respect. Good morning, Ma. Morning. She walked past them, steady, confident, then entered the elevator. Seconds later, the door opened. Ground floor. Reception area. At that same moment, Annabelle was walking inside the hospital. Neatly dressed, innocent, excited. Then suddenly, she stopped. Her eyes widened. Daddy. She saw him. Emeka. Annabelle has always wanted to meet her dad in person. She has tried severally to call or visit him, but he always declined. Annabelle always follows Emeka on all social media platforms, so she was excited to see him at the hospital and she thought just maybe he came back for them. Emeka was standing with Joy, his mother, and his best friend. They were all together in the hospital. Her face lit up. She ran towards him. Daddy. It's me. Before she could reach him. Push. Emeka shoved her hard. Don't you dare touch me, he snapped. Annabelle lost balance. Bam. Her head hit the edge of a chair. Blood. She cried out in pain. Just then, Grace stepped into the hospital hallway. Her heels clicked softly against the floor. She looked around, scanning. Then suddenly, her heart dropped. Annabelle. Her daughter was on the floor, blood slowly running down her forehead. Annabelle. Grace screamed and ran. She dropped to her knees, shaking. My baby, who did this to you? Annabelle cried, holding her head, and slowly pointed. Grace turned, and froze. Standing right there, was Emeka. What happened next will shock you. This is just part 1. Part 2 is coming next. Don't miss it. If this story touched you, please like, share, and subscribe. And tell me, what did you learn from this story so far? And where are you watching from? Stay tuned. Part 2 is where everything changes.